Thank you. Mr. Adderley?
Thank you. And I just had two more comments on this, and I won't have any more comments. But my first one is being that communication on the student code of conduct. It happens two times in one school life or in a school year. At the beginning of the year, when they are issued to students to be signed and returned, and if a student gets in trouble, that's it. So having the expectation of students that they are going to know the code of conduct and the discipline matrix to the T, I think is not a great expectation to have, especially with the philosophy that ignorance is not a defense of the law. That's first and foremost. Second, I think it's very insensitive for the comments to be that, yes, parents should not have the right to tell students what they can and cannot bring on campus. I agree. I am a witness to gun violence. I watched my father be shot in front of me. I never want to see a gun in my life, ever. I never want to be, a victim of any type of thing like that. I agree. But I am concerned for students that are in low-income communities and in Title I communities. Their concerns are valid if their parents want to send them to school with something to protect themselves. I've had story after story, one that is very distinct to me of a student that goes to school at Fort Lauderdale, gets off at a bus stop in Pompano, where she has been sexually harassed by guys every single time she gets off the bus. So afraid that she hides a knife underneath a tree at her bus stop that she has to dig out and dig up every morning and afternoon. Those stories are real. They exist. And to say that it's not our job to protect them out on the streets, I'm very disheartened by that. And I know students across the district are. We are being recorded here. Students do watch these meetings. They want to know what's happening. And I mean, no disrespect in that, but I just feel that in the scurry of a moment, there is no BSO right then and there. I certainly know that in the 5 minutes that my family was being held up in my own home, there was no time to call the police until after the gentleman exited my home. So, yes, while I'll agree that there should be zero weapons on campus, zero, there should be no tolerance for it, I think that having the opportunity to prove intent has to be a way to do this. I think that making the discipline matrix in such a way that principals are given jurisdiction during such times to void consequences like suspension, like IS, like expulsion, have to be granted. If our job is to ensure that students are getting the best quality education, the way in which their record transfers with them is a part of that. And if a student wants to be an SJ but can't because they had a 2-ounce bottle of pepper spray that they got from a cancer walk, I don't understand how we are well-rounding students in this district. It's very disappointing to me. It's very disappointing to students across this district. And I think there has to be more innovation on this part. Thank you, Madam Chair.